What is stronger, the fire that will burn her or the faith that keeps her standing in its flames? The village of Domremy was quietly nestled in the calm of the evening. The golden sunlight of the setting sun cast its glow on the stone cottages, and a gentle breeze rustled through the branches of the trees. Joan of Arc, a 12-year-old girl with dark brown hair and sparkling eyes, walked barefoot through the tall grass. Her cheeks were flushed from running, and she carried a small basket filled with vegetables in her little hands. When she arrived home, she gently opened the door. Inside the cottage, her mother sat by the flickering candlelight, carefully stitching a piece of cloth. Her father, a strong man with a short beard, was silently sharpening his sickle. The smell of hot soup filled the small house. Joan, breathless, placed the basket on the table and sat beside her mother. At that moment, the sound of the church bell rang out in the distance. Joan looked up. There was something in that sound, a feeling she had never experienced before. A few days later, while Joan was milking the cows, a voice rose from within her. It was a quiet yet powerful voice, telling her that she was chosen for a great mission. She must help the King of France to save her country from the enemies. The voice, that of saints, spoke clearly to her and commanded her to fulfill this divine task. Joan knew she was chosen for something far greater than she could understand. With unwavering determination, Joan left her small village and set off for the court of King Charles VII of France. People laughed at her. How could a young peasant girl from a remote village lead an army? But Joan knew deep inside that the divine voice she heard could not be wrong. She had to follow this path. When Joan arrived at the court, the king, who was in a very precarious position, could not imagine that such a girl could be more than just a messenger. But with her unwavering faith and belief in divine orders, she convinced the king to trust her. The king, whose army was suffering defeat, decided to give her a chance. Joan led the French army in major battles. Her greatest victory came in the siege of Orleans in 1429, where, with nothing but courage and faith, she led the French forces to defeat the English. This victory became a turning point for France and gave the people hope again. Joan became a symbol of power and determination. However, these victories not only worried the English, but also frightened those around Joan. Some in the court, who had once trusted her, feared that she had gained more power than they had imagined. After her victories, Joan helped King Charles VII be crowned in Reims, but enemies both in the court and among her allies lingered. In 1430, Joan was captured by the Burgundians, who were allied with England. During another battle near the city of Compiègne, she was handed over to England, where she faced a long trial, one that was more political than legal. She was accused of heresy and witchcraft, and they demanded she renounce the divine voices she had claimed to hear. Joan courageously replied, "If God has commanded me, I will never deny it." This statement, full of faith and strength, not only showed her inner power, but also proved that nothing could divert her from her path, despite all the pressure and threats. Ultimately, Joan was burned at the stake on May 30th, 1431, in the market square of Rouen. Though her life ended, her memory lived on. Years later, she became a symbol of courage and sacrifice for the people of France. In 1920, the Catholic Church declared her a saint, and her legacy continues to inspire all those who value faith, bravery, and determination. Which historical figure would you like to see next? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe to Heavenly Stories.